Why is Camila Cabello not one of the main pop girlies right now? This is a question that I've been asking myself ever since she started to tease her new album and new era, xoxo. So bonjour, hi my loves, I hope you're doing well, I hope you're doing fine. In today's episode, I'm trying something new, and as you may have already understood, I am doing a, may I say, deep dive on Camila Cabello's career and what are the factors that may have impacted the reason why she is not one of the main pop girlies, right now. And also, I will end up this episode giving you my little opinions on her new album, xoxo, and what I would have done or not differently. So buckle up, and if you're Camila Cabello, I am being objective and subjective in this video. I don't think you will like it, but at least I'm being honest. So, let's start. Camila Cabello's career is a fascinating case of someone having all the elements, in my opinion, and also objectively, on paper to succeed, yet still facing significant challenges. For example, she has the voice, she has the performance, she knows how to dance, she has a certain type of charisma, she is doing well in interviews, she can make hits. Havana, My Oh My, Bam Bam, Señorita with Shawn Mendes, and the list goes on. So what is the problem? So I've collected different different factors on what I think may have impacted the whole reason why she's not where she wants to be, which means on top of the world. So first of all, let's start with her personality perception. I think it's due to, quote-unquote, her unlikable personality, maybe. Since her time in Fifth Harmony, many people haven't found her quirkiness charming. During her tenor with the group, there were freaking rumors of behind-the-scenes tension and conflict. Conflict? What? And conflict, often centering around Miss Camila. Her departure from the group was seen as some betrayal, as some of the fans of Fifth Harmony claimed it was, further cementing her reputation as being quote-unquote difficult to work with. So I don't know how much I will get too much into the whole Fifth Harmony phase of her life, but let's say I remember back then, I used to be a fan of Fifth Harmony. Not gonna lie, my favorite was Camila Cabello, because I really actually loved her quirkiness, how she was during interviews not afraid to be imperfect, not afraid to sometimes like stutter in her words, or even like, I don't know, just being like doing some silly little jokes and being herself. And I remember back then I thought it was super refreshing, because don't forget, when Camila was in Fifth Harmony, it was around the 2012, maybe not, 2013, 2014, correct me if I'm wrong, during these years at least. And back then, to be on TV, you were, at least to be successful on TV, you had to be like squeaky clean, you had to like always say the good thing, always say not the right thing, always say what the people want to hear, and always like look super perfect, super like, I have it all, even though you may not have it all. At least if the public thinks you have it all, you have done your job for the day. And seeing someone like Camila, who just was, at least seemed supernatural, and her personality, her quirkiness, I thought it was a breath of fresh air. A breath of fresh air. But I remember also back then, in school, when I would talk about Fifth Harmony, not a lot of people were mentioning Camila as her favorites. So let's leave it here. And also, to kind of like refresh y'all's brain a little bit, if you followed the whole Camila's departure from Fifth Harmony, apparently the rest of the group, Normani, Ali, Holy shit. I'm forgetting Lauren and Dinah Jane. So apparently they learned that Camila wanted to leave, not from her, but actually from her manager, which is actually, if it happens to be true, this is actually crazy. Like, what do you mean? You spent so many years with these girls, you have learned to get to know them, you bonded a friendship or even a sisterhood, may I say, for you to announce your departure, not even being able to announce your departure, but having to ask your manager to do so. If it is actually the case, I would understand why the rest of the girls from the group were bitter about it, and why it caused a lot of drama and controversy. What else has caused a lot of controversy? Unfortunately, Camila, let's say, I don't know how to say it in a good way because it's a horrible thing that she did. If you're watching the video format of this episode, I'm smiling because when I'm nervous, that's what I do. But she used to have a pretty strong racist past. So in recent years, people have digged in the holes of the internet, in every corner of the internet, and have discovered that she used to have a Tumblr account. And when she was, I think, around the ages of like 14 years old, so before she got really like famous, and she used to say crazy fucking stuff, like really intense stuff that makes the viewers believe that the racism was like deeply ingrained in her brain. And after all of this, all of her racist, I think it was even tweets. Was it even on Twitter? I'm not sure, but I remember it was on Tumblr when people discovered it. And once it got super popular that people have noticed that she used to say those things, at least write those things, she apologized, I remember, on Instagram. You know, when celebrities get canceled and they like post a black screen story with writing on it, or when they open the Notes app, write a little text, screenshot it, and post it on IG stories. We all know the classic ways. I think PR management should learn better, should know better. Anyways, so she forgave herself, and when people bring that up, every now and then people bring this part of herself, this who she used to be, at least this racist thing that she used to do. Sorry, I don't know how to phrase it. Every time people bring that up again, she always take the time to ask for forgiveness. And I heard also that she used to say a lot of racist stuff and treat badly her not her co-star, another member of Fifth Harmony, which is Normani. But I've also heard that these were untrue. So I don't know if it's true or not, but I'll just leave it up here and you can make your own mind into it. So also, the crazy thing about her racist past is when it first got brought up into light, she said that she was feeling super sorry on her little screenshot Notes app. And she also said that she actually did, went to a like therapy, but it was like kind of like a retreat-ish therapy where they teach you how to not be racist. Sorry, I'm laughing because how much it is ingrained into your fucking brain that you have to go on a retreat for like 2 weeks to learn not to be racist. Like, that's crazy in my head. Again, allegedly, but I remember she did that. But like, allegedly still. Like, what the hell? So there's that. That's one of the big factors. And I am not saying that it's not a valid factor on why she's not being a main pop girlies. Another factor. Her, can I say controversial? It is not controversial, I think. But her past lovers, may I say like that? Her past señoritos. Sorry, I tried. It's not funny. So, remember when she was still in Fifth Harmony and Sean was like starting to like pop off in the music industry, and both of them released the infamous song I Know What You Did Last Summer with Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. This song is a fucking bop. I should literally add it right after I finish this podcast in my road trip playlist, because it has no rights to slap like that. It is an anthem. And I was singing this song in the top of my lungs when I was in what's the American thing? Not freshman, junior? I don't fucking know. I was singing this shit in the top of my lungs. This song, amazing. Anyways, people were shipping Camila and Sean a lot. Were there edits back then? I don't know. But the ships were shipping a lot. And it's funny because once they actually got together after releasing Señorita with both of them, and in the music video they were like kind of being like flirtatious towards each other, being really touchy and stuff, sensual. Quickly afterwards they announced that they are together. And it's funny because once they did announce that they were together, people absolutely hated them together. Not because they were jealous of Camila, or maybe some were, but honestly, a big majority of them, it's because they thought they were super cringe. If I'm being completely honest, I did too. Like, I'm sorry, but like, they would eat each other's faces in front of the paparazzi. And you're probably asking, oh, but like, you know, they're really famous celebrities. Like, how they didn't know they were paparazzi, you know? Babes, it was during COVID. It was well during the lockdown. So you're telling me that it just happened that a paparazzi was in their neighborhood and both of them are like walking their PJs with mugs. Who walks with a mug outside of their house? You walk with a tumbler, you walk with a bottle of water. You don't walk with a mug. Like, that's... Anyways. And like, sometimes they would... I remember like they posted like a TikTok, or just, no, it was on Instagram, a video of them kissing it, like Camila licking Sean's face. Anyways, all that I have to say is that it was really fucking super cringe. And unfortunately, now it may sound mean what I say, but I remember they were together, and while they were together, Sean released his 4th album called Wonder, or was the single Wonder? I don't fucking know what his 4th album was named, because I didn't listen to it, even though I was and still am, I guess, a fan hard. No, maybe not. With so much peace and love. I love Shawn Mendes. I grew up listening to his songs. I was there ever since hands in the air, oh, Something Big, that's the song. I was there ever since Something Big. I remember my friend Achen and I were singing the song. We were like loving Shawn Mendes, and every time he would release something new, we'd be like, oh my god, do you know this new song? Anyways, we were in middle school, okay? We were fans of Shawn Mendes. But I don't know, once he released his 4th album, I feel like it's because, first of all, it was during COVID, so the promotion of his album wasn't really promoting. It was barely existent. And also, it's because I was like, without even listening to the album, I already knew what the songs would sound like. Just him saying, "I love you, Camila," and it was, it was during at the same time where they would like post a lot of cringy stuff again with peace and love. So maybe, and unfortunately, a lot of people, usually when famous people get together, they only gain from it. But I feel like both of them only lost from it. Mostly Camila. Because I really hate to say that, and I'm not saying that as my opinion. I'm saying it as a fact, because that's how, unfortunately, the music industry works. But even though Sean had this whole relationship with Camila, and even though they broke up, and still, because he's a man, because he's a heartthrob, he can still bounce back from that situation. And I'm saying it as if like both of them were together was the worst thing ever. I don't mean that. I mean like he can still bounce back in his career, and people will still be interested in him even though he's not with Camila, because the music industry really favors straight white men. And unfortunately for Camila, after they stopped being together, I feel like even though people were giving them attention, even if it wasn't a necessarily good attention, it was still attention at the end of the day. And ever since Camila hasn't been with Sean, unfortunately, things, at least her career, wasn't really doing as best as she wished for. So we've covered her personality perception, we've covered her controversial relationships, Shawn Mendes, we covered her racist past, and now let's talk about her artistic identity. And that is something that is really close to my heart, because that's what the whole purpose of music, and that's what differentiates an artist from another. It's their identity as an artist. So, unfortunately, ever since the beginning of her teasing her new era, xoxo, and ever since she released the album and has started to perform the songs on big stages and stuff, I'm gonna be really fucking honest, it really breaks my heart, because I feel like I still didn't say it in this video, but I actually kind of still am a fan of Camila. I still listen to every single single she's dropped. I added them to my playlist. I've still streamed her albums. Her second album, called Romance, which was released in December 2019, unfortunately for her, a couple months before the COVID. So she wasn't able to go on tour with this album, and she wasn't able to promote it as much as she wanted to. This album, I was streaming it fucking a lot. First of all, because it's a good fucking album. I mean, last time I listened to it was like 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, the version of myself thought this album was so fucking good. I should actually listen to it right after this podcast. And also, I used to listen to it every time that I wrote an essay, and like had to because I would procrastinate a lot. I would put this album, I was like, you know what, it's 47 minutes. If in 47 minutes I am not done with this paper, I don't give a fuck. Send it to the teacher. So that was pretty much her mentality, and I just really love this album. And also her album Familia, even though it wasn't really my favorite, there's some hidden gems in it. So I was really excited to see the whole new era of xoxo, because something that will not take off of Camila's new era, xoxo, is that she is actually fucking trying something new. And I fucking respect that. I respect the fact that she dares to try something new. Even that if she knows that it may fail, at least she is not sticking to the same thing that we have the public been used to from Camila Cabello. That being said, unfortunately, I really believe, and there's nothing wrong in having inspiration towards other artists. Everyone at the end of the day is inspired a little bit by everyone and anyone. But there's a fine line between inspiration and being a copycat. And I feel like this era and album, xoxo, really is in this fine line, and sometimes falling from another side to another. And when I say copycat, I strongly believe that once she wrote the songs, or even before even writing the songs, on her little mood board, there was Charli XCX and also Rosalía. I know that Rosalía isn't really big in the US, but she's big in my heart. I fucking love Rosalía. Like, ever since the song with her and J Balvin, Con altura, no, altura. No. I don't speak Spanish, so please bear with me. But ever since 2018, I think, when this song got released, I've been a Rosalía fan. And when I tell you that when Camila started to do these little performances on the big stages, I was like, oh, Camila loves Rosalía too, but I think she loves her a little too much, because this is copying. Like, from the aesthetics, from the camera shots, from her performance outfits, like, she is trying too much to recreate Rosalía's Motomami's era. When Rosalía released Motomami in 2022, in the summer of 2022, I think it's May 2022, it's an album where you feel and know that Rosalía took risks. She tried something new, and she went back to her roots, which in her family, they grew up like around the motorcycles and like the whole culture and stuff of motorcycles. I feel like I'm saying this word wrong. Bear with me again. And the whole aesthetic of this album, it's her being like having the whole head of, what's the name? Helmet? Motorcycle helmet, bike helmet. Anyways, the headpiece, and like having the dancers and the camera shots being like all messy and stuff. And now seeing Camila doing the same thing, but instead of being like a bike helmet, it's like some sort of a wolf. Like, I don't know what it is. And her replicating the same like camera movements, messiness and stuff. That's insane. And also, where she's copying Charli XCX, there's multiple moments in this era where she did. First of all, naming your album xoxo and having someone named Charli XCX, it's quite confusing. Second of all, her lead single of this new era was the song called I Love It, which has a lot of inspirations of the genre hyperpop, which is a genre that is often associated with Charli XCX, because she's the one who kind of put light on this subgenre of pop. And not only that, her song I Love It is really similar to a Charli XCX song that she released a couple years ago called I Got It. I got it. Sorry, I really sung that really bad. But it's like, Miss Girl, please, Camila, what are you doing? And also, releasing CXCO after Brat, the album of Charli XCX, is crazy. It's crazy. People already said this new era of yours is really similar of Charlie's. So for you to release it afterwards, it just makes me think that her management doesn't want the best of her, unfortunately. And that's a main problem that is with Camila Cabello's whole career from ever since she left Fifth Harmony, honestly. So let's go back a little bit to the artistic identity, because I started a little bit to talk about the management, but give me 5 minutes and I'll be there. So the fact that she's trying something new, but being associated and being a little too similar with artists like Charli XCX and Rosalia, just me as a viewer, as a listener, just tells me that there's kind of a lack of clear and unique artistic identity, which can make it difficult for Camila to stand out in a crowded field of pop artists. That's something that is super important to keep in mind, because yes, I said that I respect the fact that she took a risk in trying something new, but it's only new in the terms of Camila Cabello. Because if you look right now in the pop artists, who are the artists that are really popping off? What she is doing right now, Camila, is nothing new, unfortunately. When you have artists like Charli XCX, Rosalia, or in the recent years, Chappelle Roan, and the whole Olivia Rodrigo, and the list really fucking goes on. So it just makes me sad that, again, her management. Oh, sorry. I kind of got lost, because if you don't watch the video portion of this episode, I'm actually reading my little notes on my iPad. So that's why I'm looking down, and that's why I just had this little blank moment. Also, what I don't... No, we don't care about this point. Let's talk about the management issue that I was talking a little bit earlier. So Camila's management has also played a role in her career struggles, unfortunately. For example, during her romance era, so her second album, the strategy of releasing half of the album as singles, for those who don't know, she released exactly 8 singles in a span of 4 months to promote the album Romance. Who does that? And not only she released 8 singles, she released them in batches of 2. So she released 2 singles the same day, in September 5th. Why do I remember? It's because it's the day before my birthday, September 6th. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Anyways, so 2 singles she released on September 5th. Liar and Shameless. And then a couple weeks later, she she released other singles. I cannot remember them by heart, but I know she released My Oh My, Easy, and others. All to say that I think their management, they saw how when she, before releasing her first album after her departure from Fifth Harmony, she happened to release Havana and Oh My God, OMJ, on the same day. She released these 2 singles, and they happened to do really fucking well on the charts. So they try to recreate this momentum, but unfortunately they didn't get the desired results. So instead of building anticipation, it fragmented the album's impact and just overall really confused fans. So these kind of poor management decisions such as these have hindered her ability to maintain a cohesive and compelling public image and musical narrative. Also, another struggle that I've found into Camila's career, it's her commitment to projects. And what I mean about that, it's that, actually, I'm gonna give you an example. Her third album, called Familia, was all about her reconnecting with her roots, reconnecting with her Latin heritage. And you anticipate having a lot of songs that have Latin like sounds and inspiration and all that stuff, which she did. But the single that she chose to promote this album is Bam Bam featuring Ed Sheeran. So you're saying that you want to do a full Latin album representing your heritage, reconnecting with your roots and stuff, but the single that you choose is the one featuring Ed Sheeran, an Irish man. Is it? I don't think he's Irish, sorry, a British man. Was that mean because he's a redhead? Oh my god, am I cancelled? Eddie, I really didn't do that on purpose. Ed Sheeran, is he British? Yes, he's British. He's not Irish. Yes, he's British. Sorry, Eddie. I was really not trying to be shady. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, her working you have. I know she has the connections. I've seen her at Coachella 2 years ago with Becky G and Karol G, which are two big artists in the Latin world. So you're releasing a song with, and listen, I don't have a problem her releasing a song with Ed Sheeran. Of course not. It's the little commitment part that I'm like, too close, but yet, nah, you failed. With peace and love. And also, her trying to, in this new era of CXCO, her trying to before releasing it and still after releasing it, she was trying really hard to telling us that she's now edgy, she's now a baddie, she doesn't care, she's messy, she bleached her hair, who cares if it's ruined, and the list goes on. And as sorry, and I feel her forcing this information into us, it just felt, it didn't happen not that it didn't happen in the way that she thought, but it didn't, the effects at the end of the day weren't the best, because now it's people saying oh, they're so cool. You don't need to say that you're cool. People will come to that conclusion after hanging out with you. You know what I mean? So it's her trying to force it so much in her throats that she's now a baddie, she doesn't care, and she's edgy and stuff. It's you should, in my opinion, she shouldn't have pushed that narrative that much into her throats. She should have just stayed kind of mysterious about it, which would have made just people curious and would have been more intrigued into this new era of her life. And it's the same way that people did with Motomami by Rosalia. She didn't try to say look, now I'm in my motorcycle era. No, just people came into that conclusion that she's not now, because in my eyes Rosalia is so cool, but in Motomami, it just felt so natural and authentic to herself that it was that it just intrigued people, and naturally people would want to stream and want to stay connected into her new releases. Sorry again. And also, the perceived risk in authenticity. I already said, I can add more. I said it a little bit, but basically, the whole thing that her new era saying that it's risky and stuff, but it's risky only in the Camila Cabello's risky compared to her other projects in her life, but compared to the actual right now pop industry, it is not risky, because sorry, I burped. I'm an honest queen. But because unfortunately I believe that she still has a traditional perception of pop, which honestly I cannot really blame her, because she got discovered on X Factor in the 2012. So back then pop was really traditional, but nowadays, the more unique you are, the more people will be curious towards you, and the more people will stream your music and get interested. And again, let's take it back to Charlie XCX. She has taken a risk into venturing into the niche of underground hyperpop. That's a risk because she used to like make, commercial songs like Boom Clap, the sound of my heart, the beat goes on, Boom Clap, and the song with Fancy, I'm So Fancy, with Iggy Azalea. Feel like I said her last name wrong. Sorry, Iggy. Anyways, that's and now that she did a whole, not now, Charlie has been doing like hyper pop and stuff, don't get me wrong, but now that it's more mainstream and she's finally getting the recognition that she deserves, it's like she's getting this recognition because she took so much time and effort and years into working in projects in her previous I'm losing out my words, in her previous projects, trying to brand herself, trying to be unique, and trying to impact the niche that she has chosen. And now it's just the fruits that she has been working for. I feel like it's a French expression that isn't well translated in English, but basically she's now getting the results of her efforts. And like I heard someone from TikTok say that, but the nicher you go, the bigger you go. What? No, I said it bad. The nicher you go, the bigger you grow. And that is something that I wish Camila's would have listened to. And also, her efforts, Camila's, into this new era, they kind of, like I said a little bit previously, appear like super superficial. Like being the messy Miami girl narrative feels kind of outdated to me. In the ages of TikTok, like TikTok stars, TikTok influencers like Alex Earl, who have been making this narrative. She's a Miami girl, she loves to party, and I am not shaming her at all, but it's not like being messy, it's not something new. It's not something new, at least in the mainstream media. So now that Camila is claiming that, it's like kind of, what? You've missed the train. Again, brand identity, like I said earlier, the lack of distinct brand identity reflects in her shows. Like I said, her copying Rosalia and stuff, like in the performances, the outfits, not the outfits, the costumes in her shows, the camera, like, movements and stuff. Like, it's really, really, like, in your face, which really sucks because I'll give you my opinions on the album xoxo in a minute, but like I love watching live performances on YouTube. Like, it's one of my favorite things to do. I don't know why, I just love to see like an artist put the music and sing it live, like, and doing the choreo and having the lights, and like I just fucking love it, and seeing people like enjoying it. And for me to watch that, who have seen this stuff 2 years ago with Motomami, it's like, Camila, please. Do you think that because, I don't know. Next point, her public image and branding. We already said that, but basically something fell. But basically I was saying that because she struggles to find her artistic identity, whether she likes it or not, unfortunately, the same will her fans feel. Because what does an average Camila Cabello fans looks like? I've never met a Camila Cabello's fan, and I swear to God, I'm not trying to be shady, because like I said, I like her music most of the time. Like, when she's announcing a new album, I'll be there, I'll listen to it, I'll add it to my favorites and stuff, and I'll stream it. But I feel like I've never in my lifetime have seen in real life a Camila Cabello's fan, and I feel like the fact that maybe she cannot build a solid fan base, maybe? I don't know. And now it's my kind of favorite part, the PR mistakes. So like I said, Camila is trying to like own the Miami girl messy, because you know she grew up in Miami and stuff. And I am so angry that her PR team didn't think of Camila doing like a collaboration with Alex Earl, like I said, who is on social media the Miami party girl. Like, why the fuck haven't you thought of that? I feel like it's pretty easy to come into that conclusion. Like, why? Also, I learned through watching a review of Camila Cabello's album that the album was heavily inspired by the movie Spring Breakers, which is the movie where we can find Vanessa Hudgens, Selena Gomez, Ashley Benson, who basically the synopsis of the movie is 4 college students who are short of the cash they need for a spring break trip, so they rob a dinner and head down to Florida. So that's basically her whole inspiration of, not whole inspiration, but you can feel it in the album that she is really inspired by this movie. Personally, I haven't watched this movie. I should maybe, but I've seen like the visual and kind of the aesthetic of the movie, and it's true that we can feel and see how Camila has been inspired by this movie. All to say, the main point is that Selena Gomez has played into this movie. And Camila and Selena, I know, are at least allegedly, it's not bad, so I cannot say allegedly, but they are in great terms, maybe even friends, because I remember a year ago they've posted a picture together being at Disneyland, and it's actually Selena Gomez who posted this picture, and people were like all saying like, oh my god, maybe like they'll collaborate on a song and blah 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 blah. Anyways, I know that she has the fucking Selena Gomez phone number. So you're telling me that you are inspired by a movie who one of your friends, maybe not close friends, but one of your friends has played a part into this movie, and you don't take advantage out of that? You don't try to like make a cool reference? Maybe Selena Gomez, like, I'm not saying that Selena should have had a verse or like a featuring on this album. If she would have, it would have been honestly super fucking cool. But it would have been so fucking cool on like I Love It, where the whole music video is them in a what's the name in English? Wait, it's them at the deli. Is it a deli? Wait a second. Not a thrift store, a gas station. What's wait a second. What's the name? Repairman? Gas station, I think that's the name, where they're at a gas station and dancing and stuff. Like, Selena Gomez could have made a quick little appearance. It would have been, or just a cameo. It would have been so fucking cool and so like 180 referencing to the movie. Like, come on, again, PR team, where are you? It sucks. And now your favorite parts. Oh my god, it's been 43 minutes. So funny, because when I wrote this text, I asked ChatGPT like, how long do you think like I can read this text? He said 5 minutes. Babe, I'm in 43 minutes and 55 seconds. Like, come on. So now it's the awaited part of this episode, I think. Me not reacting, because I've already, of course, listened to the album, but giving you my personal opinions. So the album is 14 songs, which is a accumulation of 30 minutes, which is a pretty short album in terms of minutes. And I think that of course, I don't know her like that, but the aspiration of every artist releasing an album is to eventually be qualified to be on the Grammys. And the Grammys, I did my little research, there's no amount of actually, to be eligible for the Grammys for Best New Album or Best Album of the Year, sorry, you have to have minimum of 5 songs and a total of 30 minutes. So we see that Camila just was on the line of like the eligibility criteria with 32 minutes. What I didn't like about this album, there is way too much interludes. Why the fuck is a 14 songs album with only 32 minutes has to have 4 interludes? These interludes include Pretty XOXO with Pink Panthers, which is my favorite, I guess, interlude. Yeah, it's my favorite. Then you have Koshi XOXO feat BIP Kosher. Again, just him saying like, oh, my dog died, and Camila, like, just first time I cried to a song was listening to a Camila Cabello song. Just basically like putting this interlude to like prove to people that she can make other people feel emotions. Not my favorite. Then you have Ugly with Drake. Even though it's a song, why the fuck do you just have Drake singing the song? Like, and then you have 305 Till I Die, which is an interlude. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 interludes. And I don't even know where to start. I have so many like opinions who are like in my head like at the same time. First of all, I wished so fucking bad that 305 Till I Die, which is a reference to Miami or Florida, I don't fucking know. I wish so fucking bad it was a song, because it would have been not only the perfect song but a perfect single to release, which would encapsulate the whole Miami vibe, the whole party, the whole Latin roots and the ambiance and all of that. Like, the fact that it's not even a song, an entire fucking lude of an old fucking voicemail of I don't know who, like, that's crazy. Like, why is it like, come on, Camila, like, I'm really trying. Why the fuck have you done that? And also, like I was saying earlier, that kind of her not committing fully to her like albums, like themes and story behind, the fact that literally in every interview that she had before the release of XOXO, she said that this album is 100% Miami, this is what it feels on a Miami night, and blah 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 blah. Why are the featuring not all singers or rappers from Miami, or at least from Florida? You have Pink Panthers, who's a British girl. You have Lil Nas X. I don't think he's from Miami. Let's Google that. I think he's like Lil Nas X. Where is he from? He is from, because you all care, Georgia. And then you have Drake, who's from Ontario. Like, why? And you have Playboi Carti. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Playboi Carti is not from Miami. Is he? No, he's again from Georgia. So that, when I saw that, I was like, oh, so close. But that's just a little detail. Honestly, just a little detail. And talking about Lil Nas X, on the song He Knows, at first when I listened to the song, I was like, But then, the whole ad-libs part at the end, for those who don't know, ad-libs are like, kind of sounds. It's like Ariana Grande when she says like her, yeah, this is an ad-lib. Or like in the song, Lil Nas X at the end, he's like, this is an ad-lib. It's like little sounds that you do. They can be words, I think. Yeah, I don't know, little sounds. He absolutely devoured the whole end of the song, but honestly, the more that I listen to the song He Knows, the more that I'm like, oh my god, it's like, instead of being a Camila Cabello song featuring Lil Nas X, it feels more of a Lil Nas X song featuring Camila Cabello. This song's eats. And also, to be quite completely honest, when I first listened to this album, I was like, what the fuck was just that? Because I skipped all of the interludes and like the single that she has already released, which are I Love It, Chanel Number 5, and He Knows. So honestly, skipping all the 3 singles and the 4 of the 4 interludes, I like skipped half of the album. But once that I kept on listening to it and kept on listening to it completely, including with the interludes, I honestly, it's not only it has grown on me, I wouldn't say I love this album, but there are gems in this album. Like, what do you fucking mean? First of all, the song Babe County Dreaming, County Dreaming, whoops, I'm gonna get copyrighted, featuring the City Girls. This song is so fucking incredible. I feel not only there's like the little rap, like City Girls energy, like bad bitches vibe, but at the end of the song, before Camila like starting to sing, while these girls, the City Girls, are still rapping, the piano starts playing and you have them like rapping over piano. It's just like so fucking like I feel like I'm levitating every time I listen to this song. I'm like, mostly at the end of the song, I'm like, oh my god, this is so amazing. And this song is so fucking good. It is so fucking good. I feel like, not gonna lie, the singles that she has chose for this album, I would have chose any other songs than these singles. Like, come on, Date Connie Dreaming, incredible. And then you have Hot Uptown with Drake. Honestly, first time that I listened to the song, I was like, am I in 2016? Like, is it One Dance era again? But I don't know if it's because I've been listening a lot to this song, but it's not a bad song. It's just that I feel like the production, it's too 2016. It's too much of 2016, and not in a cute, nostalgic feels way, but more in a like, girl, it's been 8 years ago. Like, kind of like, it doesn't feel outdated, but kind of, production-wise, I feel they could have done such a better job, because it just feels like a song that has been made in 2016, and now they are releasing it right now. And it feels like that, and not a song that has been made in nowadays age, but has been taking inspiration from like 2016. Do you see the nuance? So, but not gonna lie, still a good song. 2 hands on my waist, 1 hand on your face. Slays, slaps, eats. Then you have the song Dream Girls. I love it. Ish. I used to love the song a lot, but once I heard someone said on TikTok that they wish that the chorus wasn't her saying the names of different girls, it could have been a verse, but not the whole chorus. I was like, holy shit, it's so fucking true. So fucking true. But I love the part where she's like, in the song, she's like, body yaddy 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 to the phone out. Wait. Not got copyrighted, please. When she's like, oh, wrong song. Where the fuck is it? Oh my god, I'm so lost. When she's like, na na na, body yaddy yaddy yaddy, cause you work out, but the Fuji to the Uchi fuck a phone out, sunlight's white line with the burnout. I love this part. I really love it. But the part that I don't like in her rap, it's in the song 20 Somethings. I think the song is super cute. It's not personally touching my feelings. I'm not like getting emotional listening to this song, but I feel her emotions, and I can still objectively say that it's a good song where I can understand why people would like, why it would be other people's favorite song. But I fucking wish that on the second verse that it would have been something different from I'm stuck in the elevator. What's my name? Nah, I'm an elevator. If you're down, maybe you could do something later. I'm your translator. Like, I feel like the song was so beautiful, and having this as a second verse, I was like, is this a joke? I feel like, you know, when you're listening to a really good song on Spotify, and like in the middle of the song you're about to cry, and there's like a fucking like commercial of like a random like shoe thing, and you're like, what the fuck? It ruined the whole fucking mood. I feel like this verse feels like that. Next, we have the song B-O-A-T. I fully thought that the song was boat. I was like, what do you have to say about boats? But when I realized that it's standing for best of all times, this song is super cute. At first, I was taken by surprise to have like a Pitbull sample of holiday, hotel, motel, holiday inn. We got the hotel, motel. Why the fuck do you have a Pitbull sample and not have Pitbull on the fucking album, who's a man from Miami? And I know you have the contacts, because not only do you have the rights to get the sample, so your team had to be in contact with Pitbull's team, but also you've made a song with Pitbull a couple years ago for the Fast and Furious movie, the song Hey Ma with J Balvin. Hey Mom, no, it's not Hey Mama. Hey la la, hey la la, hey la la, hey ma. This song. So like, why Mr. fucking Worldwide, Mr. Miami Boy is not on an album that represents Miami? Make it make sense. And you have Drake, a Canadian man who's only known like snow half of his life. That's the whole like commitment that I was talking to you guys earlier, that I'm like, when I start to think about it, it pisses me off, so I just have to not think about it. What else? Now we have Pretty When I Cry. At first I didn't like the song, because that's just a personal preference. I don't really like songs that are like, I'm pretty when I cry because I have my makeup on. I don't want to cry for you when I did my makeup so right. Sorry, that was a Sabrina Carpenter reference. But like, for me it's just cheesy, and I'm like, okay, I've heard that like a million times before. Like, I don't want to cry for you, I don't want to ruin my mascara. Like, I don't want to. For me it's just cheesy, honestly. Like, I've heard like verses like that, songs like that a million times in my life, but honestly what makes it different for this song, other than the fact that I had to listen to it a lot, it's the production and the last part of the song. The first few lines of the song after the chorus, when she says, pretty when I cry, hot when I ride, got look this good at a spite. Like, I don't know, the way that she sings it, I'm like, wait, that's like so much. So I'm a Pretty When I Cry stan. And last song, June Gloom. This song, I was listening, the second time that I listened to this album, I forgot to mention this big detail. I was physically at work in my office job, surrounded by my colleagues. So when I forgot what this song was saying, mostly in the chorus. So let me tell you, when I heard the lyric, when I really fucking heard the lyric, another detail that I forgot, of course, I was listening to the song on my earphones, so it wasn't on speaker or anything, but still, me being a really like someone, like, you can tell how I'm feeling by my facial expressions. When I heard the chorus, does she get this wet for you, baby, I was like, holy fuck, like, where's hello, hi, how are you, like, like, that was direct, like, what the hell, that really surprised me. But other than that, it's a really cute song. And I'm like, it's in these few moments that I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm glad that you got with Shawn Mendes. Not that I was mad that she got with Shawn Mendes, but I'm like, At least we had to support and see the cringe pictures and stuff, but at least you could write bops after y'all breakups. And also, I forgot to say, Chanel number 5, the whole verse, I'm a dog, woof woof, but my teeth is getting long. I was like really cringed by that, but once that I started to take it ironically, a little bit like Karma by Taylor Swift featuring Ice Spice, the whole Ice Spice verse, once I started to like sing it ironically, it started to be good. So same thing, I'm a dog, woof woof, but my teeth are getting long. That's kind of slays. Ironically. Oh my god, my hair is a mess. Ah. And I don't think no pun intended, but I love it. Even like when she first released it and the whole thing, I was like, well, holy shit, it's good. And the whole choreography. And at first, oh my god, I didn't like Playboy. It's not that I didn't like Playboy Cardi's verse, it's I literally couldn't understand anything that he said. But once I pulled up the lyrics, I was like, wait, he's onto something. What do you mean? He said, are you on the road now? Are you grown now? Are you too grown now? Trying to take time by your loan. All this Novocaine got her numb to the drugs now. Moving out, Mary Jane, feel burning out like the sun now. Oh my god, have you ever seen Playboy Cardi and me in the same room? I don't think so. Well, that was really embarrassing. Oh, and when at the end she says, I'm way too young, wait right here, and she's like, yeah, I love it. She says, I'm way too young, wait right here. Anyways, I just made myself of an embarrassment. Also, one thing that I would have done differently about this whole era, it's instead of starting this era in like January of 2024, I would have started it literally like in the summer of 2013. What? 2013? Starting an era 11 years earlier? That's being dedicated. I need a man like that. No, what I meant to say was I would have started the era in the summer of 2023. I feel like it would have been more like genuine and more authentic, and it would have felt less rushed and less forced, and it would have felt less of an 180 because people would have the time to like understand and like assimilate that you are like trying something new, and you are like slowly like showing us this new like era of you and this new facet of your personality. Also, the last thing that I have to say about this album. Holy fuck, it's been an hour and 2 minutes? I am so sorry. My friends who are listening to this podcast. So sorry. Ariane, I'm thinking of you. Thank you for listening. Anyways, last point is that when she received the whole hate with I Love It, the resemblance of Charli XCX with the whole sound and the old Charli XCX song, I Got It, what I would have done, I would have 1000% contacted Miss XCX and would have been, Miss Girl, you know what? Let's put this negativity into something positive. I would have bought my Miss Girl, like, I don't know, the flight to come to America. Anyways, I would have contacted. I am repeating myself. I am so sorry, guys. What I'm trying to say is I would have contacted Miss Charli XCX, whether to ask her to be in a music video or to have a little verse, because it would have been so fucking iconic, like Charli XCX did with Lorde, the singer, not Jesus. So when she released a song in her album called Girl So Confusing, and people have rumored that it was about Lorde, and it was basically just her saying how much like these two are being compared, and she's being insecure, she doesn't know if this person likes her, and blah blah blah. And the day before she releases the album Brat, she texted Lorde, because they're in good terms now, and she's like, hey, this song is about you, love ya. And Lorde was like, asked Charli, and she was like, hey, you know what, can I like do a remix on it? And the remix fucking slaps. Honestly, I even like shared it on my Instagram story that this is how we do a fucking good featuring. Because the last time that I've heard a fucking good featuring like that, again, I am not trying to like do any puns or anything, but it was Fancy with Iggy Azalea and Charlie XCX. It was so fucking good. It gave in the way that it had to give. Amazing. And last little thing that I would have changed, it's when Camila have released the song I Love It as a single. You know the cover art for the music? So when you listen to Spotify or Apple Music, you click to the song and you have like this little cover art. It's Camila like kind of like putting her hand on her chest, and we don't see her face, just her tongue and stuff, and her outfit a little bit. I would have 100,000 million zillions % would have worn a necklace written on it I love it, but like in bubbly letters. You know how Hailey Bieber has this bee necklace that it's like in bubble fonts, but the same, but a silver diamond necklace that says I love it. It would have eaten so fucking much, because on the cover art, she's, first of all, she's not wearing a necklace. Second of all, nowhere in the cover art we can read the title of the song. So adding this element would have been so fucking iconic and reminiscent a little bit of the Y2K years, which this album, not album, aesthetic kind of like is reminiscent a little bit of. Have I eaten in this podcast? You'll tell me. So this is my whole review on why Camila Cabello is not one of the main pop artists right now. Wish her the best, Cami. I will still continue listening to your music. So on that note, have a beautiful night of sleep. I love you. Or I love it. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Bye bye, my love. Au revoir.